Yeah. Were you all able to solve the homework yesterday? Did you all try it
Yes,
out?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Good. Have you got doubts in it? Are you able to hear me? Students, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
have you got doubts in any of the problems which you have? I mean, which I have given as homework? No
No,
doubts.
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No doubts. I mean, as the reply is coming late, so should I consider it as you haven't tried out the homeworks?
No, ma'am. I have tried it and I don't have any doubts.
Okay, okay, fine. I think you can unmute your, I mean, your video, but I mean your audio, I'm sorry, not video, audio, because I'm not able to hear what you want.
Ma'am,
Yes,
ma'am, did you give the 12th question also homework?
question. Yes, I did not mention it in the class, but yeah, I'd given it as homework. I'd mentioned it in the WhatsApp group. Did you try it out?
Okay, ma'am. No, ma'am, I was confused, so I left that question, but I did the others.
Okay, 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 fine, fine. Okay, so you can try it today. It is of the same pattern as we saw yesterday. Okay, okay. So
Okay, ma'am.
I'll just we just look out the formulae once again, which we have learned for sphere, and then we can move on to the questions. So I guess you remember the formulae, right? What is the formula for volume of a sphere?
4 by 3 pi r
4,
cube.
4 by 3 pi r.
Units is very important. Even when you write down the answer finally,
Cubic units.
yes, it's very important because mass will be reduced for the units also. Okay. Now, what about the surface area of the sphere? It is 4 pi r square units. Okay. And when you consider a spherical shell or hollow sphere, again, the thickness of the shell will be same as the thickness of the hollow cylinder, which is capital R minus small r, where capital R is the radius of the bigger, I mean, outer sphere, and the small r will be the radius of the inner sphere, right? And the volume in the case of hollow sphere or spherical shell will be nothing but 4 upon 3 pi into capital R cube minus small r cube, where again your capital R is the radius of the outer sphere or the bigger sphere, and small r is the radius of the inner sphere. Okay. Now we'll just move on to hemisphere. Hope you remember the formulae. I'll just say it once again. Volume of hemisphere is nothing but half of that of a sphere. For sphere, the volume is 4 upon 3 pi r cube. But for hemisphere, as it is half of the sphere, it is 2 upon 3 pi r cube cubic units. Fine. So here, when you talk about hemisphere, you have this base portion, okay, the curved area, the base portion, and the circular area, which is on top. I'm sorry. So here comes the formula of curved surface area separately and total surface area separately. When it is, when you talk,
Ma'am,
yes,
ma'am, your voice is breaking.
right from the bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, is it audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when it comes to curved surface area, it is the curved portion which is at the bottom alone. So the curved surface area is 2 pi r square units. And when you talk about total surface area, it is the sum of the curved surface area which is at the bottom and the circular portion at the top. Okay. So it is 2 pi r square, which is the formula for curved surface area, plus pi r square, which is the formula for the circular region at the top. So when you add both, you end up with 3 pi r square units. Okay. Now, I guess I explained till 11th question, but during class, I did not mention 12th as homework. So I just came to know that you haven't tried out. But please try it out today because it comes in the same pattern as we have done the questions earlier. Okay. Now we'll just move on to the 13th question. Okay. have you got books and notes along with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
fine. I'll just read out the 13th question. Just listen. A spherical metallic ball of radius 3 centimeter is melted and recast into three spherical balls. The radii of two of these balls are 2.5 centimeter and 2 centimeter respectively. Find the radius of the third ball. So what has been given to you is talking about some shape initially, and then they are melting that sphere which was there initially, and they are getting how many spherical balls here? They are getting 3 spherical balls after melting. Okay. So initially they have a sphere. Okay. And now after melting, they are getting 3 spherical balls. Okay, for sure, if a bigger spherical ball is being converted to 3, the size of the balls after melting has to be small, right? Okay, now the radii of two of these balls are given. One is 2.5 centimeter and the other one is 2 centimeter. You need to find out the radius of the third ball, fine? So first we'll write down what is given over here. The radius of the bigger ball or the initial sphere is given to be 3 centimeter. Just to avoid confusion, I have given the initial radius of the initial sphere to be Ri. It is 3 centimeter. Always, whenever mensuration comes, you have to check out the units. Okay, units is very, very important, because one of the units, if it is changed, you have to convert it, else your answer you'll end up wrong. Okay, fine. Now, for the spheres after melting, they have given the radius of two of the spheres. One is 2.5 centimeter and the other is 2 centimeter. And now what is being asked to find out? You need to calculate the radius of the third ball. Okay. This RM1, RM2 and RM3, I've just given it to denote that it is the radius of the first sphere after melting is RM1. Radius of the second sphere after melting is RM2. And the radius of the third sphere after melting is RM3. Is that clear? Okay. Now, how do you find out the radius of the third sphere?
Ma'am, we can
first
say
we
that
will
the
add-
volume of the Ma'am, we can say that the volume of the bigger sphere is equal to the sum of the volumes of the smaller spheres.
Yeah, so the very good. The volume of the initial sphere will be equal to the volumes of all the 3 spheres, right? So when you go with that, here they have actually mentioned that there are exactly 3 spheres. So we take it to be the sum of the volume of first sphere plus volume of second sphere plus volume of third sphere after melting. Fine. Now you need to go with the formula. When you look at the left hand side of the equation 1 and also the right hand side of equation 1, you have got spheres alone on both the sides. So only one formula is required. So what is the volume of sphere?
4/3 pi r
4/3
cube
pi r
cubic
cube
units.
cubic units. So you can substitute it in equation 1. Here again, you have to make sure that the difference for all the spheres is made using notation. Is that clear? Okay. So when you substitute it, you get this. Your left hand side will be 4/3 pi as it is the initial sphere. It is Ri cube is equal to the volume of the first sphere after melting. The notation has to be M1 for the sphere after melting. Second sphere is M2 and the third sphere after melting is M3. Okay, make sure you put the, you make the variations, fine. Okay, so now when you look at the first line of the first equation, you have got 4/3 common on all the terms on your right hand side, and also pi is common on all the terms of your right hand side. Okay, so now you can take 4/3 pi common on all the sides. Not all the sides, on your right hand side. Okay, so when you look over here, you've got 4/3 pi on LHS also. And as the operation is multiplication over there, you can cancel 4 upon 3 pi on both the sides. So you'll end up with Ri cube is equal to Rm1 cube plus Rm2 cube plus M3 cube. I'm sorry, in the presentation, I've just made a mistake. It's the last one is M3 cube. Okay. So now you can give the substitutions for it. The Ri, the radius of the initial sphere was 3 centimeters. The first one was 2.5, then 2, and then the last is what we need to calculate, which is Rm3 cube. Okay. So as that is the only unknown factor, we can just keep it on one side and bring all the known factors.
Ma'am, why is there a multiplication sign between the three radiuses? Ma'am, it should be addition, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And the answer is 1.5 centimeter.
Yes, ma'am, I got the answer,
Yeah,
but it's by addition.
Yeah. I made a mistake. Just make the changes, okay? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for that. Okay. So just make the changes. I too did not notice it. I mean, I have done it without noticing. So just change it up. Okay. Fine. Okay. So is this question clear for all of you?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Just make the changes. Make sure it is not into, it is plus. Okay. So write your answers accordingly. Fine. Okay. Now we'll just move on to the 15th question. Whereas 14th question will be your homework. 15th is your homework. I'll just explain it now. A solid, I'll read out the 14th question and explain it and do it as solid metallic sphere of radius 6 centimeter is melted and made into a solid cylinder of height 32 centimeter. Find the radius of the cylinder, and the second part is curved surface area of the cylinder. Here they are particularly asked you to take pi to be 3.1, so that has to be considered. Okay. See, in case where they have not mentioned pi to be taken to be 3.4 or 3.14 or 3.1, you can take pi to be 22 upon 7 default. But in cases where it is mentioned that pi should be taken so and so, for sure you need to put that exact value, either 3.14 or 3.1. Is that okay? Fine. Now, moving to the question, what is being given to you? The solid metallic sphere is being melted. Okay, so they are melting a sphere and you are getting a cylinder out of it. I think someone audio is on. Can you just mute it? Because voice is echoing. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. So now just listen, you have got a sphere and it is being melted to a cylinder. Fine. The radius of the sphere is given and the height of the cylinder is given. Now, what can you say about what formula can we use here? The sphere.
Volume of both.
Volume.
Yeah.
Volume of cylinder is equal to volume of sphere. So by equating, we can get the radius.
So when you consider, what is the formula for volume of sphere?
4/3 pi r cube.
4/3 pi r cube cubic units. And what about the volume of cylinder?
Pi r square
Pi r
h.
square h cubic units. There h is your, h is given. H is given, but r radius of cylinder. So you can have the suffix as cy or just c, whatever it is. Okay. So your rc is what you need to calculate first. So once you know that, you can calculate the curved surface area of the cylinder. What is the formula for curved surface area of the cylinder?
2 pi r h.
Okay. So fine. So after that, it is just direct application of the formula. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we'll proceed to the 15th question. I'll just read out the 15th question. A hemispherical bowl of internal diameter 36 centimeter contains water. This water is to be filled in cylindrical bottles, each of radius 3 centimeter and height 6 centimeter. How many bottles are required to empty the bowl? Okay. So this kind of problems, the number of bottles, number of lectures, number of bullets, all those we have seen yesterday itself already. But I've just taken this because it is a hemisphere. Yesterday we just saw everything which was of spheres, right? So I just thought I'll do this for you. Okay. Now, so what is being given to you? You have been given a hemispherical bowl, and the dimension of it, the diameter of it is given to you. Now, this hemisphere is being melted, and no, I'm sorry, it is not melted. This hemisphere, there is water in this hemispherical bowl. This water, you need to fill it up in the cylindrical bottles. Okay. So we don't know how many bottles are there. You need to calculate the number of bottles. Now, what is being, write down the dimensions which are given. First, check out whether everything is in the same unit. Okay. Now, what is being said about the hemispherical bowl? It is being given that the diameter of the hemispherical bowl is 36 centimeter. But we don't require a diameter. We are in need of radius. So, what is the formula for radius? It is nothing but half of diameter. So 36 upon 2, where you end up with 18 meters. Okay. So the radius of the hemisphere is equal to 18 centimeters. I'm sorry, it is 18 centimeters. It's not meters. Okay. Now, let us go to the next thing. What have they given about the cylinders? It is being said that each cylindrical bottle is of radius 3 centimeter and height 6 centimeter. Okay. So as here in hemisphere again, you have got radius. I have given a different suffix for this RCY, which denotes radius of the cylinder, and HCY, which denotes the height of the cylinder. So now you need to calculate the number of bottles required to empty the bowl. So how do you find out the number of bottles required to empty the bowl? What is
Volume
the
of bowl upon
Ma'am,
volume.
volume.
of hemisphere upon volume of
Bowl upon volume of cylinder.
one cylindrical bottle. Okay. Okay. So now when you look at this, which are the formulas you require to substitute it in equation number 1? You need the volume of hemisphere and you need the volume of bottle. But bottle is in the shape of cylinder. So the volume of hemisphere and also volume of cylinder is required. What is the formula for volume of hemisphere? It is nothing but 2 upon
2 by 3 pi r cube cubic units.
and the volume of bottle, which is in the shape of a cylinder, is nothing but pi r square h. I mean, just to avoid confusion, I've given the suffixes here as cy. Okay, now we'll substitute these formula in equation number 1. So what will be the number of bottles here? It is 2 by 3 pi ri cube upon pi r cy square h cy square. Now again, when you look both numerator and denominator, the operation is multiplication and pi is common on both. So you can cancel pi in both numerator and denominator. So you end up with the next step, that is the 2 by 3. I have kept 2 on the numerator and I have brought 3 to the denominator. So it is ri cube upon 3 rcy square into hcy. And now all that, is ri known, rcy is known, and hcy is known. So we can substitute the values over there. Is that okay? Is this question clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So we'll move on to the next question. Now, 16th question, I've given us homework, but it comes the same pattern as that of 17th. Okay. So first I'll explain the 17th question here now, and then I'll move on to the 16th. I'll just give a hint of the 16th question. First, I'll teach the 17th because it comes in the pattern of 17th question. Okay. Now I'll just read out the 17th question for you. Just listen. There is water to a height of 16 centimeter in a cylindrical glass jar of radius 12.5 centimeter. So they have given you a cylindrical glass jar, okay, of which the height is 16 centimeter and the radius is 12.5 centimeter. That is being given to you. Now, what is this given? Read out the next sentence. Inside the water, there is a sphere of diameter 15 centimeter completely immersed. So what is there inside this jar? You have a sphere of diameter 15 centimeter. So inside this, you are dropping a sphere. Okay. So I've just written the dimensions of the cylindrical glass jar. So just to denote, CY denotes that of cylinder, dimensions of that of cylinder. RCY is 12.5, HCY is 16 centimeter. And now when you go to the sphere, you have a sphere inside it, and the dimensions of the sphere is also given. What is it? Diameter is 15 centimeter. We are in need of radius. So radius is nothing but half of diameter, which is 15 by 2. So your radius of the sphere will be equal to 7.5 centimeters. If you want to maintain it as 15 by 2, it is, it's no problem. You can do it. Simplifications, you don't need to carry out in decimals. In that case, if you want to avoid decimals, you can have 15 upon 2 as such. It's not required to convert it to 7.5. Is that okay? Fine. Now, let us move on, read out the next part of the question. By what height will water go down when the sphere is removed? So what do you need to calculate?
Volume.
Ma'am, we need to calculate the volume of the sphere and the volume of the water.
Water displaced, yes. You need to find out by what height is the water going down. See, as when you drop something in the water which is heavy, for sure the height of the water will rise up, right? So, and if you remove that heavy metal or something, whatever it is from the water,
Ma'am.
height of the water. Yes.
Ma'am, can we do like the height of the cylinder minus the diameter of the sphere?
Height of no, you cannot do that, because see, the volume of the sphere is not known for us. It depends on the height of the height at which the water is moving depends completely on the volume of the sphere which is down. Okay, so it doesn't actually depend on it does not just depend on the height and radius, right? Okay, so I'll just explain you now. And people who are coming late, please make sure that you arrive early on time. Okay, it is already 9:25, so please try not to be late. Okay, so now when you look over here, you need to find out the height at which the water is going down when the sphere is removed. So it depends on if the weight of or the volume of the sphere which you have put inside the cylindrical jar is more, then more of water will come down. Or else, if the volume of the sphere which you have put inside the cylindrical jar is less, then less of water will come down. It all depends on the weight or the volume of the sphere which we have put there. Okay, so what will be your formula over here? It is actually the volume of, you can just think over it, or you can even try to visualize it, the volume of the immersed sphere, this volume of the sphere which we have put down will be equal to the volume of the water which is being displaced inside the cylinder. So if the weight of the, as I told you earlier, it depends on the weight or volume of the sphere. The volume of the sphere will be equal to the volume of the water which is moving along the cylinder, whether it is going up or coming down. Okay. Now we know the formula for the volume of the sphere, which is 4/3 pi r cube cubic units, and the volume of the cylinder is also known, from which we need to calculate the height of it, because your height is only varying when your sphere is being put inside or whether it is being taken out. Is that okay? So now you can substitute it in the initial formula, that is volume of the immersed sphere is equal to the volume of water displaced inside cylinder. Okay, and now here again, when you look both LHS and RHS, you have got pi to be common on both the sides. So pi can be cancelled. So you end up with RCY square HCY is equal to 4 upon 3 RS cube. Okay. Okay. So now, when you what is required, or what do we need to calculate? You need to calculate HCY. So you can have HCY alone on one side and bring all the other terms to the other side, as all the other terms are known for us. You can give the substitutions and you can find out the height of the cylinder with which the water has come down, or else the variation in the height of the cylinder. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
fine.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now I'll teach you or else I'll just give you a hint of the 16th question, which comes in the same pattern as this. Okay, just move on to the 16th question. I'll just read out. A cylindrical vessel 60 centimeter in diameter is partially filled with water. A sphere of diameter 36 centimeter is dropped into it and is fully submerged in water. Find the increase in the level of water in the vessel. Okay. So earlier in the 17th question, they had asked what will be the height change in height when you remove the sphere out of it. But here they have asked what will be the change in height when you put the sphere completely inside water. Both are the same because the variation is going to be the same. Increase in height will be the same as the volume of the. See, I'll just explain now. Fine. Okay. So now just look out the first sentence. A cylindrical vessel 60 centimeter in diameter is partially filled with water. So the dimension of the cylinder is given, but here what is given? It's not the radius, but diameter is given. So radius is nothing but half of diameter. So the radius of the cylinder, you have to, for sure, you need to show the difference in the radius of cylinder and also radius of the sphere. Please make a note of it. Okay, that is very important because otherwise when you go for substitution, you'll confuse it over there. Okay, so the radius of cylinder, you can mention it as RC. So that is nothing but 60, half of 60, which is 30 centimeters. Okay, and then moving on to the second sentence of the question, it's given a sphere of diameter 36 centimeter is dropped into it and is fully submerged in water. So what is the dimension which is being given for sphere? Here again, you have not been given the radius. Instead, you have been given the diameter. So now radius is half of diameter, which is 36 upon 2. So it is 18 centimeters. Okay. Now, here again, you need to calculate the height h of the cylinder. The changes when it is made when the sphere is fully immersed inside water. So what will be the formula which you need to use here? The same thing as this. Okay, the volume of water displaced inside cylinder will be equal to the volume of the immersed sphere. The same formula as that of 17th question. Okay. So you need to substitute the formula for volume of sphere, which is 4 upon 3 pi r cube cubic units, volume of cylinder, pi RCY square, HCY cubic units, from which you need to equate both and calculate the height of the cylinder. Is this clear for you? People unmute your this and let me know the reply, please.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you try
Yes, ma'am.
Can you try out the 16th question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now we'll move on to the 18th question. Okay. Now 18, I'm sorry, 18 again is a homework for you. 18 is a homework. 18 is a homework. We'll move on to the 19th question. So first, let me explain the 18th question. Okay, a cylindrical tub of radius 12 centimeter contains water up to a depth of 20 centimeters. Fine. A spherical iron ball is dropped into the tub and is fully immersed in it. Thus, the level of water is raised by 6.75 centimeters. Find the radius of the ball. So what is being given to you? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Fine. So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have been given a cylindrical tub and you are dropping an iron ball inside it. The dimension of the cylindrical tub is given. Check out the check out the units as soon as you get the question. Here everything is in centimeters, so there's nothing to be changed. Okay. Now the cylindrical tub is of radius 12 centimeters. Okay, so that is fine. And water is up to a depth of 20 centimeters. That is the initial height of the height of water in the cylinder. Actually, that is not required for us. Okay. Now, what is being given in the next thing? You are inserting or you are immersing a iron ball inside, and the level of water is raised by 6.75 centimeters. Actually, the change in the height of the water or the level of water is what is required for us. Okay, the initially how much water is there, the level of water is not required for us. The change in height of water is what you need to consider when such questions are asked. Please remember it. Don't be confused with the initial level of water which is being given. Okay, now so here again, what will be your formula? The radius of the cylinder, initial cylinder, will be sorry, the volume of the cylinder will be or else the volume of the I'm sorry, the formula will be the volume of change in height of the water displaced inside cylinder will be equal to the volume of the iron ball. So now what is the formula for volume of water displaced in the cylinder? It is pi r square h. But here h, again telling you, it is the change in height and not the original level of water which was present there. That they give actually to confuse you. So here what is the change in the water level? It is actually 6.75. So that has to be considered here as h of the cylinder. Okay, height h of the cylinder. And then the radius of the cylinder has already been given, which is 12 centimeters. So that will be equal to the volume of the sphere or volume of the iron ball which is immersed. So the volume of iron ball, it is in the shape of the sphere, it is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. We need to calculate the radius of the iron ball. Is that clear? Can you substitute it and find out the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now we'll move on to the, I think the meeting will get stopped in another 2-3 minutes. So make sure that you log in once again, okay, at once. Fine. So we'll just move on to the 19th question. I'll just read it out for you. Some lead spheres, each of diameter 6 centimeter, are dropped into a beaker containing some water and are fully submerged. The diameter of the beaker is 18 centimeter. Calculate the number of lead spheres dropped into it if the water level rises by 40 centimeter. Okay, so here again, they are talking about a beaker where water is being filled in it. Okay, and now what are they doing to it? They are submerging or they are immersing few lead spheres inside it. Okay, so now you have a cylinder, you have a beaker here, and the lead spheres are dropped inside the beaker. And now the dimensions are being given to us. Check out the units, please, in the beginning itself. Okay, so now what are the dimensions which is being given for the lead spheres? When you see about the lead sphere, it is being given that some lead spheres, each of diameter 6 centimeters dropped into it. So the diameter of the lead sphere is given to be 6, but we are in need of radius. So what is the what is the radius of it? Actually, the suffix I have given it to be wrong. Okay, so the radius of the sphere is nothing but half of the diameter, which is 3 centimeters. Okay, now we go to the dimensions which is being given for the beaker. Okay, actually, please make the changes over here. It is for the leg spheres, it is RS, okay? It is not